Hey, welcome to another episode of the Renovation Nation's Homes Left for Dead. Okay, got a call from the contractor on this home up in Marysville, and apparently the inspection was done, the permit was released or whatever. The next step was to get the insulation in and the drywall. Getting ready to head out to that house right now. I don't know if the drywall is up yet or if they're just putting in the insulation. So you're going to see it just as I see it when I walk in. Hey, so before I forget, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. So when the new episodes come out, you'll be notified that they're going to be up. If this is the first video that you've seen of this, go back to the first one and go through all the steps. And then also hit a like. I want to build this channel, and you can help me with that. Anyway, let's go take a look at the property right now. Here I am at the property in Marysville, the home left for dead, and I'm just happen to be standing here with John Chmielewski, who is the general contractor on there. Now, the last time we were at the stage of waiting for the insulation and all that other kind of stuff, and the permits got held up.
Correct.
All right, so I'm going to whip around here. And so since then, the permits got approved.
Correct.
You had to go through some ridiculous hoops.
Correct. Yeah. Unfortunately, the city, and this is I guess a good learning experience for everyone, is that we do a lot of business in Placer County, El Dorado County, Sac County. I understand how their permitting process works and stuff like that, and those areas are pretty similar. This area out here has a different process, and even though we've done the same job in different areas, in this area their requirements for architectural design and engineering and everything like that were much greater, and because of that it really has slowed down the process. But hopefully here we're going to have the updated inspections next week. We'll get the green light, and then we're just going to be full speed ahead to get this project going for the clients.
Okay. Yeah. And so were those holdups also because of the area that we're in that's considered historical and that sort of thing? Did that have anything to do with it?
Not necessarily that way, because that part of the plan was approved pretty early on, but there were things that we had to address, being what windows, paint colors, siding, and stuff like that did need to be approved by the historical committee in this area. Where we really ran into issues was after we did demo, the inspector had concerns about being that this is a 130-year-old home, there's not a lot in this home that is to new building standards.
Right.
And he wanted to question the fact that, do we need to bring things up to code, to current codes? What are you doing? What are you not doing? And stuff like that. So we had to make it extremely clear to him that we were touching nothing structural with the home. Everything was updates just within the current framework of the home. So that's why we really had to spend a lot of time with the architects and engineers to talk about that and describe that. So hopefully now when he comes back, he'll see that, yes, because we're not doing anything structural to this home, and yes, that this home's design unfortunately didn't have shear structures and areas of sort of for that purpose of engineering, that it's also not required to upgrade because we're not touching it.
So basically it gets grandfathered in.
Correct, gets grandfathered in.
Yep. Okay, so let's take a look at the house.
Sounds good.
Let's come with the chickens. I saw a chicken and a chick walking around here.
All right.
So the outside, we still have the Tyvek on.
Correct.
And it looks like you've got all the windows in.
Yep.
And let's go. Go ahead.
Since then, too, the roof has been torn off. We have the new waterproofing and then all the new vents, and that was definitely something that was a code upgrade. Is doing the proper venting throughout the attic space and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
So the roof is done?
The roof is ready for inspection for waterproofing, and
Okay.
hopefully we get that thumbs up, and then we can put shingles on, flashing in shingles, and we'll be done.
Any idea what the time frame is on that before they come out?
I'm hoping next week, because I know
Okay.
rain's not too far in the future.
Right.
I want to make sure we're waterproofed.
Right. Okay. Very good.
So
Let's go in
what's
and take a look. All right. So they did the inspection. We don't have any of the insulation in here yet. Oh,
No,
we
a
do
little
here.
bit, yeah, no, we do.
We have some of it here.
We put all the insulation, all the areas that did not have new electrical. So any of the areas, since we did rewire the house, we wanted to leave exposed for the inspector, and then put as much insulation as we could just to keep the project moving forward.
Okay.
And we'll see. Hopefully, some inspectors will give us a thumbs up, being that they see what it is and it's already mostly installed, and some want to see it all done. So.
And obviously, electrical is not something that gets grandfathered in. That has to be
Correct. Yeah, that had to be all redone.
up to code and everything. Yeah, sure.
And then another thing that we did, as far as kind of like just a safety good measure thing in this house, is this house really didn't have any fire blocking. And that was just something that's good practice that the architect and engineers just kind of coached us to do. So we went ahead throughout the whole house. So if you look now in these rooms, 4.5 feet up, we have fire blocking, and then when we go upstairs, you can see between the first and second story, and between the second story and attic space, everything is fire blocked.
So when you're talking about fire block, are you talking about these cross members that are
Correct,
right here?
Yeah. So yeah, these were all new and added. And the mindset is, for some reason a fire happened and it was coming up the wall here, this would slow it down to hopefully either, isolate the fire long enough to get it put out, or slow it down enough for people to be able to get out of the house safely. So
Got it.
we have blocking here, all exterior walls, blocking between the first and second story, and then between the second story and the attic are all.
And that's obviously a new code thing that wasn't in here before.
Exactly.
Okay. And you did that, and that's down upstairs as well?
Correct. Yeah, I did that upstairs as well.
Okay. Nice. Well, let's take a look and see where we're at. I know looks like all the electrical is all the
and
rough is in.
Yeah, all the rough and electrical is ready. Just waiting for final approval. Our panel was inspected, and we got the green tag for PG to connect, so that's positive. But he was looking for a full electrical plan, and we had to get that made. Rough and plumbing is also all complete.
Nice.
So that is also ready to move forward with. So yeah.
Okay, and then I'm looking here. This is going to be the kitchen, right?
Yes, this will be the kitchen. Yes.
Okay,
So,
and that floor is opened up there.
just for inspection again, because we did new plumbing throughout the whole house. So just for the inspector to see, how we're running, and the new lines and stuff like that.
And this is PEX.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what the advantages are with PEX versus copper or any other
So
type.
for me, PEX is better in many ways. One, labor-wise for us, it's much easier to run. Also, two, safety-wise, copper. The newer coppers, you can have crimping mechanisms, so that is helpful. But with the traditional way of sweating copper, you're not having to have an open flame and a lot of heat going on within walls and stuff like that, so less chance of fire or accidents.
Right.
With PEX 2, you get better flow because you're having less turns and joints and stuff like that.
Okay.
You can maneuver through the walls better.
Right.
And then as far as expansion and contraction, if you are in extreme climates, it actually does do better in colder weather from being able to expand and burst. So
And what about the expense, copper versus PEX?
PEX is probably about 30% cheaper as well.
Okay.
So material costs are cheaper, labor's cheaper, as well as just the ability to run new lines and do stuff is much better. So it's definitely the product we prefer to use everywhere.
And durability?
Durability is very good.
Okay.
Now the only detail that I have all my plumbers do is when we do stub out, so when you see like the shut off, the angle stops underneath your sink, you can by code have that on PEX, but PEX is still, it's a plastic pipe, it's a little bit flexy.
Right.
So I asked all my plumbers to do the rough and finish, where you can see here that we have PEX coming up, but then we have copper finishing.
Right.
So this is a much stronger thing. So like when you feel it, it's just, you know, a nice firm connection. It feels good, and overall just a better quality product.
And if anybody has ever been in an older home where somebody has done some replumbing,
Yep.
and they were not really careful about mixing of metals,
Yes.
you know, between like the copper
And galvanized.
and going out to galvanize. I mean, I had that on my own house.
Yep.
Where I ended up having to replace my main line because whoever did the copper did not have any brass separation or
Yep.
anything.
You get the electrolysis.
The electrolysis between the copper and the galvanized. So what happens? Who wins?
Yeah.
The copper wins. The galvanized loses, and you
Yep.
start
Have
spring-
leak issues and problems, and absolutely.
and with PEX, that's not even a consideration.
Because now you're going from, you know, poly, you know, plastic material to a metal material, so you're not going to have that electrolysis issue, and the way the connection joints are is definitely superior, I think.
And if you happen to be in earthquake country or
Yep.
even hurricane where there may be
Yeah.
some flexing and things
Yep.
going on in the house, the PEX will flex.
Correct.
The copper does not.
Yeah, it does not as much, as well as because that's a mechanical joint there.
Yeah.
You know, with that flexing, it can break that joint loose. Where because of the flex and PEX, as well as there's a lot less usually connections, a lot less chance of that happening.
And then as far as any kind of crappy stuff, you know, corroding into the
Yeah.
lines and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
really, if you were going to replumb a house,
Yeah.
even not a big job like this,
Yeah.
instead of putting in copper,
I would run PEX all day long.
PEX is the way to go.
PEX is the way to go.
It's a lot easier even to shimmy down walls and things like
Absolutely
that.
is, yeah. Because
Okay.
again, if your holes aren't completely lined up perfectly or things like that, PEX is very forgiving. Where copper, it's rigid and not that easy.
Okay, well, cool. Well, that was our PEX lesson for today,
we go.
but I like it. I mean, I've looked at homes that were real high-end homes,
Yep.
and even a lot of them had PEX.
Absolutely.
And there was in their mechanical area, like in the garage, a lot of those PEX lines would come to a center place
Correct.
where they would have shut-off valves all there. So if they need to do any work, they just shut off.
Oh yeah.
In
And I
that
have a
particular
full,
location.
usually like household manifold. It's like you have your electrical panel, you open it up, you can turn the breaker off to each switch or each light in your house. Same mindset you can do with PEX, a lot easier than with copper. Have the same manifold, you open up a big door, everything's labeled, and yeah, if you want the master bathroom or kitchen or whatever faucet, you can isolate that right there, and you know, very simple, very clean.
Right. Cool. All right, let's take a look around. Now, this was the area, this corner, where this was the add-on.
Correct. Yes, there was an addition done, I don't know, at some period of time. When we took over the project, it definitely needed some love. It was having some separation issues and stuff like that. So we went through, took care of all the rot, took care of all the issues, helped with the foundation and stuff like that. So now everything's restructured, firmed up, and it should be good to go for a long time now.
And you can see the original exterior of the house here. All that's going to be behind drywall.
Correct.
And then, of course, when you look at the studs here, a lot different than what's original stud work. I think we talked about it before, where a 2x4 back in the day was actually 2x4.
Correct.
And these are not quite there.
1.5 by 3.5 are the new dimensions. Where, like I said, when you look at the stuff inside the house, it is truly 2x4 material.
Right, exactly. So this was a part that was added on. This is going to be rebuilt. This is the bathroom downstairs, and upstairs is the bathroom as well.
Correct. Upstairs is bathroom, and then we're standing in the laundry room currently too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, supposed to be laundry room.
Oh,
We'll
there
have
it is.
Washer, dryer, vent out there, a little bit of cabinetry, and then we'll have water heater, right here as well.
Are they going with a tankless or?
We'll be going with tank, because actually with the new Title 24 codes, a tank is actually usually required more in a lot of homes. The tankless, is an upgrade that you can do, but a lot of the inspectors
exhaust
prefer
and
to
all that
see,
kind of stuff.
the regular tank. And it's quite a bit more money to do a tank.
Right, and this is
Tankless,
this is gas.
This is gas, yep.
Okay, and so I guess the gas is a copper. Is that what that is?
So gas line is right here. So this is
okay.
This is your gas inlet right there, and then we'll have your main hot water in and out. That's up
Okay,
here.
so that's a pretty heavy schedule PVC.
Yeah, that's metal piping. So it's
Oh, it is. It's metal.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, black metal piping we still did for the gas.
Oh, nice. Okay. Very good. The gas is pretty efficient. And the nice thing about some of these old houses, even though this ceiling seems to be dropped in here, it's still a pretty high ceiling.
It is. Yeah, no, downstairs.
And then when you go in here, this is
this 11-foot ceilings, and then upstairs is 10-foot. So
yeah, these are 11 foot.
Yeah.
These are, that's probably what, 10
This
foot?
is, I think 9 or 10 right now in there. I think it's 9 foot that we did in here.
Yeah. So let's take a look upstairs. Here's all the insulation ready to go in. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. A little storage. Make use of that space under the stairs. Very common. The door looked like it got kind of chewed up.
Yeah, they had a little dog or not a little dog, but a dog that wanted inside.
Uh-huh. Okay, more insulation in here.
Yep.
There's the fire break. Here's the upstairs.
Yep.
And this looks like kind of a standard height ceiling
Yeah, it's
here,
regular
about
8 foot standard height
Yep.
in here. Try to.
Fully insulated. And let me see, that's where the toilet's going to go. Tub and shower.
Yep, tub over shower, toilet, dual vanity.
Nice. And is that a fan up there too?
Yeah, the exhaust fan here, and then we'll have a vanity light as well over there.
Okay, nice. Nice, all plumbed and everything ready to go.
And again, up here you can kind of see the fire blocking that we added and different things just to kind of make it a little bit better, as well as backing for drywall, because the whole house originally had lath and plaster.
Right.
So.
And these are the new windows.
Yep.
All the way around.
Pane, which is much superior than the original single pane windows.
And you can see when we were talking about the 2x4s, this versus that.
You can see, this is truly 2 inches there, where the new stuff is only 1.5 inches.
Uh-huh. Yep, that's some old wood.
Yes.
But still really good and solid.
Very good. That's what's actually impressive. When you look down the walls of this home, they're straight. All the 2x4s, they line up, they're clean, there's no waves. It is really impressive for a home that's 130 years old compared to, like, I'll see new construction homes. I mean, there's a lot of work that needs to be done to make those walls flat sometimes.
Well, and the other thing is even on the second floor as well as the first floor, there's not like creaking. I mean, it's not. Yeah. This thing is as solid as can be, and it makes no sense for anybody to come in and says, well, it needs to be leveled.
Agreed. Yeah. That was one thing too, because what's so interesting is the foundation of this home is actually literally a brick footing that just piers are sitting on, and then the house is built on top of it. Nothing is necessarily secured, locked down, where new code requires much beefier footings. They have big rods that are coming out that bolt the house down to those footings, and it's just amazing the difference. But like you said, I mean, the home isn't shifting, it's not settled anywhere, there's no creaks or cracks, it's good to go. So to try to retrofit or make it up to code would actually do more damage to this home than help it. Yeah.
Right. So let's okay, so when you're going to get the roof done, when that is inspected, and you think the electrical is going to be inspected around that time, or what?
So next week I hope to have rough and plumbing, rough and electrical, the waterproof for the roof done. So if all those get green lighted, then we can get the insulation put in. He may come back for an insulation inspection. We'll see on that. And then after that, it'll be drywall and just getting this thing going.
And what about the exterior? Because you want to...
The exterior, and actually that'll probably be first just because of the season we're coming into, is we'll do roof and we'll get the siding on. We'll be doing a hardy plank lap siding on the house. So we'll probably hold off on paint a little bit because the owner is really wanting to get the interior done so she can get a renter in here and help offset the payment she's making.
Right.
But at least we want to get the house waterproofed and safe, and then we'll get to painting as soon as we can.
Now, when you put the hardy board or hardy plank out there, is that already waterproofed?
Yes. Yeah. So the material itself is a waterproof material because it is a concrete fiber material, so there's actually no wood or wood type products in it, so it's naturally that way. It comes pre-primed as well, so all we have to do is paint it. You can also get it pre-painted if you choose to, but in this case, because of the requirements with the historical department, we do need to go with a certain paint color, and we'll be doing that.
Okay. And I'm assuming that's also has extra fireproof standards to it
Very much so.
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, it is a very fire resistant material. Yeah, much better than what was on the house prior.
Right, right. Even though asbestos may have been baked in all of that.
Yes, it's true. Yes.
Well, nice. Let's take a look just quickly on the outside.
Sure.
And then weeds grow pretty quick.
They do. Yes, the owner is going to hopefully finish cleaning this up for us this weekend, they said, and we'll be able to have access to the house, and it'll be good. But they did sprout up quick.
Yeah, yep, and I can see that right here. Got that orange tree. It'll probably have to be trimmed back a little bit.
A little bit.
So we could take a look around the back here. Okay, so that's where the electrical box is going to be,
Yep.
and you got the gas right there.
Yes.
There's your temporary right there. What's going on up there?
Just a little bit of scaffolding because we were boxing in around the eaves to match the current style of the house.
Uh-huh.
So they just built a little scaffolding so that we could perform up there and get that all finished and looking good. And
That looks nice.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, this is coming along fantastic. The as far as the AC, I see the unit is over there. Is that still functional? Is that being
To my
replaced?
understanding, it's functional. We have not personally tested it yet. I know that was something that budget-wise that was really not in our budget right now. So I was told that it was working. The owners seem to think that, so it'll be good for now. I know long-term, because it only services downstairs. Upstairs, they'd like to do a couple mini splits for each of the bedrooms. So we'll see how that goes.
And that's really the big thing right now is the mini
It
split
is.
system.
They're very efficient. They're very cost-effective.
Yep. Well, very good. So here's a project we figure probably in the next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
We could probably see where we're at and maybe be ready for drywall or maybe at drywall.
Yeah, I'm hoping 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, roof is done, siding's pretty much done, and yeah, we're putting drywall up, and we'll call you out when we have some more updates for sure.
Okay, very good. Well, Jim, thanks for the tour and the updates, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Sounds
and I'm
good.
sure the people watching this video would like to see what's going to look like in our next video. So in order for you to do that, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. When new content is uploaded, hit the notification bell and share this, because we want this to be spread out. I think this is a great informational channel for those to see how renovation is done. And we're talking about a very, very complete renovation job.
Very much so, yes.
Okay, until next time, this is Howard, your renovation guru. See you next on the Renovation Nation.